We are going to be looking at what our local groups have been working on in the past year, what they're looking forward to in the new year, what they're looking for in new volunteers, right? There might be a specific type of project that they really need volunteers to contribute to. You can see the map there that breaks down our groups. We're going to go kind of haphazardly from east to west. It's not a perfect trajectory. And I also want to mention that we don't have every group here featured tonight. Not everyone had the capacity to participate. So if you are in a group that we don't talk about tonight, no worries. We will connect you with their leadership, make sure you get in touch with them. So yeah, we aren't going to feature everyone tonight, but we do have some excellent highlights from many of our groups and two of our county teams. Okay, so with that, I think we are going to start with the Southeastern group. And so I think I am turning it over to Jim for that. Take it away, Jim.
Hey, thanks, Melissa. I do want to recognize Lisa Anzalone is also here from SPG, and you'll be hearing from Howard and Bill in a few minutes about the county teams, a couple of county teams there. So what did we do in 2024? We spent a lot of effort in endorsing 40 candidates, including 35 environmental champions and 5 challengers. We engaged with stakeholders that benefit from the federal money coming from the Inflation Reduction Act and the Investment in Jobs Act funding. We also support environmental advisory committees, EACs, EABs, whatever you call them in your community, that are pushing on single-use plastic bags, single-use plastics legislation like plastic bag bans and straws and takeout containers, and also working on the clean energy transition. Of course, we do tabling at community events, and we also provide small grants for local projects. Next slide, please. No music. So next year, we haven't really had a planning session yet, but I think it's safe to say we're going to be consumed with resisting the destruction of progress that we've made over climate and clean air and water. We also want to continue to act locally. And this was a priority during Trump 1.0. Just as only so many volunteers can go to Washington every weekend. So we want to focus on maybe reviewing the climate action plans that we inspired 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, and raise the urgency of local action. And of course, we want to get outdoors. We want to prioritize getting people outdoors and connecting with new people in that way. Next.
Sorry, folks.
So this says Southeastern, but I think it's somebody else. Oh, okay. No, this is me. Right. So we need volunteers everywhere. So whatever you're interested in, but I'll just throw up some of the categories that we try to, put labels on roles that volunteers take, like administration, or outing support, tabling. We need coordinators to get the tabling materials between volunteers. Political endorsements I talked about. Newsletter articles, as Melissa talked about at the chapter level. It'd be great to do that at the group level as well. Social media is something we're always trying to catch up with, and then dig into the conservation issues that are in our area, like plastics, PFAS, open space, hydrogen, network geothermal, clean energy advocacy, landfills and incinerators, and air and water quality. Okay, next is contacts, I think. Yeah, so we have meetings all the time. I sit in front of my Zoom screen every day. But not everybody is on every meeting. So our executive committee meets on the second Wednesday of each month. The county teams, Delaware County Green Team is Howard will talk about, meets on the third Monday. Montgomery County meets on the last Monday, and Geodelphia, which is a Philadelphia team that's focused on network geothermal, meets every stinking week on Tuesday. And then the Outings political and conservation teams meet as needed. So we've got a volunteer interest form that you can click on to get started. And we're having a in-person get-together December 11th.
Great,
That it?
thanks, Jim. And I'm gonna get, for everyone who is here, you're also gonna get a list of contacts for folks within the groups. I decided folks aren't gonna copy them down from the slides anyway. So for all of the groups we're talking about tonight, you will get key contacts in a follow-up email that's tailored to your group specifically. Also why it's important that I know who you are in the list of participants, because if I don't know you are here, I can't send you the correct list. So and also totally want to flag that their acronym is not SGP, it's SPG. That is my fault and I apologize. So first run through for this slide deck. Count one against Melissa. So thanks, folks. Okay. We had a question in the chat. Where is the SPG December potluck being held? Does anyone want to speak to that? Great, Jim has put that information into the chat. Okay. All right, so next up, we've got Delaware County's Green Team. All right, Howard.
Hi, that's not our slide. I don't think. Oh, okay. It looks like it is. Well, go ahead. I'm Howard Sherman. Hello, everybody. Thanks for your interest in the Sierra Club. I'm co-chair of the Sierra Club Delaware County Green Team, which represents all Sierra Club members and supporters in Delaware County. We're a relatively active team. And in 2024, here's some of the highlights of what we did. We focused a lot on advocating for environmental legislation at the state level. We developed a program called Action Item of the Month. So every month, we chose a particular piece of environmental legislation working its way through the state House or Senate. We made that our action item. We had guest speakers come and do presentations about it. And then we emailed our legislators in support of it. We even had state legislators come to our meetings and give presentations on legislation that they sponsored. We also participated in Pennsylvania's Environmental Lobby Day, at which we met virtually as a group with state legislators to discuss environmental legislation. We actively worked to support environmental candidates in the recent election, which unfortunately did not turn out as we had hoped. We provided community education at 7 different tabling events, at which dozens of people signed up for more information about the Sierra Club, some of whom may be in on this call tonight. Another major project has been to increase the number of environmental advisory groups in Delaware County communities that don't have them. So far, we've been working with residents in 2 communities in Delaware County, and we've reached out to a third, and we have plans for several more. Another major project has been our plan for a municipality-focused environmental grant writer hired by Delaware County, but focused on helping communities that are too poor or too small to hire their own grant writers. We've also joined members of other environmental groups in nonviolent marches and demonstrations in support of environmental causes. So basically, we do a lot of different things, and we will do just about anything that's legal as consistent with Sierra Club guidelines. Our 2025 plan is to basically intensify our efforts in these projects and start new projects as we have the resources. Next slide, please. Okay, so we invite you to work with us on all these projects. And in addition, we'd like to get some help starting new projects, which we cannot move forward on because we unfortunately don't have enough help. We've got plenty of ideas and we need more volunteers. Also, we need some help with publicity, finances, event planning, outdoors activities, writing articles and letters, and giving us an online presence. Any help in any of these areas strengthens our ability to work for a better environment. And finally, you might want to suggest your own project. We're open to listening, and if we like it, we may support you in getting it done. Next slide, please. So, as mentioned, we call ourselves the Sierra Club Delaware County Green Team. We're one of the county teams within the Southeast Pennsylvania group. We meet via Zoom on the third Monday of each month, starting at 7:30 p.m. And for more information, please contact me at howardsherman8@gmail.com. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Howard. All right, next up we have Montgomery County is ready for 100 teams. We have Bill here.
Hi, everyone. I'm in Plymouth Meeting, actually just outside Norristown off the East-West Turnpike here, northwest suburb of Philadelphia. And if anyone is in our area, we'd love to have your help in promoting clean energy outreach. We've been working on the Ready for 100 goals since 2018, actually. We started in Montgomery County. And really, we're going to our local municipalities, asking them to set goals to transition to clean energy, and then collaborating with volunteers from their communities and their environmental advisory council groups, volunteer groups, to help them achieve those goals. Quite a few of our municipalities have already started to purchase hybrid vehicles or electric vehicles, electric landscaping equipment, solar, and other improvements to their energy use. And we're also looking for volunteers to help us reach out to schools to find high school students that are environmental clubs to help us also enlist their schools to also set these goals, and other volunteers. So if you have any interest in taking action on clean energy, we'd love to engage with you. Next. So as I mentioned, we're working a lot with existing environmental advisory councils, which are optional volunteer boards within municipalities. Not every municipality in Pennsylvania has it, but there are quite a few that we can start with. And then also looking for citizens that really just want to help ask their municipality to take action. And we love to have new ideas and encourage each other to help reach these goals. So any ideas you have from anywhere in the state, we'd love to hear what you're thinking about how to make this happen in your local communities. And we're hoping to continue to educate the public and the municipal leaders so they understand the importance of reaching these clean energy goals to fight climate change. Next. So we meet primarily quarterly, but we do have a meeting. We skipped the end of October to avoid some election preparation. So we're meeting this coming Monday via Zoom. And if you're interested, even if you aren't in Montgomery County, please reach out to me. I think when you get the deck, my email will be there. I'd love to speak with you. You're welcome to join our meeting, but it'd be nice to give you some context so that you could understand what we're talking about. We always start with introductions, and we welcome new people warmly and encourage any ideas and questions, because there's a lot to pick up after working on this for 5 years. You can imagine that a few of us throw around some jargon, and but we'd love to catch you up to speed and get your help helping us move towards these goals. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Bill. Okay, so heading west, we are now in Lancaster. So I am in Lancaster. So I love working with the Lancaster group. So I'm going to go ahead and go through our highlights here from the Lancaster group. Jeff is joining us tonight as well. So if you have questions for Lancaster, please put them in the chat. So Lancaster is doing some amazing things. It is a single county. But it is also considered its own group entity, right? So they have been working significantly on air quality in Lancaster County. If you live in Lancaster County, you know that our air quality is absolutely terrible. So over the past year, they have distributed 9 purple air monitors around the county, and they're looking to distribute more. And those monitors are public access. You can look at the data that they're pulling in about air quality on the purple air map. Lancaster is also known for its Green Project grants. So they've given out 95 grants over the past 9 years to Lancaster County organizations that are doing work around sustainability, green infrastructure, environmental awareness. They're huge supporters of all of the different organizations and community groups that are working within the county. Lancaster also hosts a lot of educational programs and local outings. Recently, we had a cemetery walk through the Lancaster Cemetery. Coming up along the same theme, they have an educational program tomorrow night about green burials, actually. So that is going to be super interesting. And they are also planning for their Polar Bear 5K trail run and hike. So this is their annual event. They did not have one last year, but they are having one on January 18th. So a lot of big things happening in Lancaster. So they are, of course, seeking volunteers to help with the Polar Bear event. You can help with the pre-planning, right? So if you're good with logistics, you're a good event planner, connect with Lancaster and help them plan for that massive, massive event. And then there also is going to be the need for volunteers on event day. Lancaster's always looking for outings leaders and folks that are able to support planning, educational programming, other types of events. And then Lancaster does a ton of tabling. So they're really getting out there in the Lancaster County community at Pride events, Earth Day events, really any opportunity to get out there. So if you like talking to the public, they're also looking for folks to support that work. And then to get started, so really there's lots of things you can sign up for. So the Green Burial presentation is tomorrow night. It is in person and virtual. Lancaster is going to be at the Gifts That Give Hope Alternative Gift Fair on December 1st. So you can certainly come out for that. There isn't a sign-up link to volunteer there, but you can just let us know. We can get you all the details. The next Polar Bear planning meeting is on December 9th. And then Lancaster is having its annual holiday potluck dinner on December 18th. So these are all great opportunities to get to know the Lancaster group. And then the link is there to their event calendar. Let's see, anything else, Jeff, that we're good to go? All right, we're nodding. Okay, very good. Okay, so next up, we have the Northeastern PA group. We don't have anyone here this evening from NEPA, I don't believe. I'm pausing to see if anyone chimes in. No, but they did provide the content, so you're going to hear from me some more. So the group actually formally reestablished itself this year in 2024. It had been technically dormant since 2010. So members are really working on growing the group in their area. They're working really closely with other organizations like Citizens for a Healthy Jessup, Friends of Lackawanna, the NEPA Pan-African Coalition. They do a lot of collaboration with other groups. So really one of their main goals is getting back out there, encouraging the Sierra Club members in NEPA to be more active, recruiting more members. Some other highlights, they've been involved in the Lackawanna Energy Center in the borough of Jessup, the Keystone Landfill in the boroughs of Throop and Dunmore, the proposed liquefied natural gas storage facility in Dixon City. They've been performing water sampling, and they're also following air quality monitoring that's being done throughout their community. They are seeking volunteers for many, many things. So NEPA is known for its cleanups. They collaborate with the Valley Community Library on like record-breaking numbers of community cleanups throughout the year. So they had 10 in 2024. If you want to get out there and pick up some trash, NEPA is a great group for you to be involved in. They're also looking for folks to do tabling, content creation for their website and social media platforms, reposting social media, writing letters to the editor. They're looking for outings leaders and folks to participate in their hikes. And then to get started with NEPA. So they are meeting once a month, alternating between Lackawanna and Luzerne counties because the majority of their members reside there, but then they also meet quarterly via Zoom. So if you're not in those areas, you can still check in with them. They recently held a trivia night fundraiser, and they're in the planning stages of a bowling night. So there's going to be some fun opportunities to get involved in NEPA. Volunteers can reach out to Marlene, follow them on Facebook. Of course, we'll also get you all that contact information. Which brings us to North Central. Again, pausing in case there's anyone here from North Central. Nope. All right, so you're stuck with me some more. Okay, so North Central covers quite a number of counties, and this is where we are in the split county situation, right? So if you see your county on the North Central slide, we'll just want to make sure that you're in the correct side of the county, depending on which group you're in. So do pay attention to that. NEPA added some fun emojis to their slides. So they are looking at growing their outdoor leadership. They are really looking for more outdoor leaders to offer more opportunities like cleanups, hikes, and other events. They're looking for expanded community engagement, taking advantage of tabling opportunities. They've donated environmental books to local libraries. They're strengthening their partnerships with local organizations. They're doing a lot of co-hosting and collaborating on outdoor and educational programs, as well as supporting local conservation efforts. So they are looking for folks across the spectrum. So they need support with their digital work, so their social media and other outreach, website work. They need administrative assistance, and they also need event and program support and engagement in community building. So there's a lot on this slide. I'm not going to read it all to you, but when you get the deck, if you're in the North Central area, I can pretty much guarantee that there is something for you to do with the North Central group. And to get in touch with them, they have added a picture of their chair, Lana, on there. You can reach out to their chair, and then we can also connect you with the group as well. They alternate between meeting in Zoom and in person, so you could visit them in Lewisburg, or you could connect with them on Zoom. All right, so I know we have folks here from GVP, so I am going to turn it over to Bob and Tom, whoever wants to take this one.
Hey, Tom, you did the slide deck, or do you want to go ahead and through that and I'll just follow up with some more things at the end?
Okay, sure. The Governor Pinchot Group has been pretty active this year. We've done a lot of tabling events around the Harrisburg region, all the way from Adams County up to the Dauphin and Cumberland counties in New York. We've always looking for people to help us table, because that means we can get out to the community more and meet new people. We also have cleanups. We have done highway cleanups. There's a stretch of highway between the Harrisburg Airport and 283 that we do, and we've been doing that for about a dozen years now. We recently also did maintain a riparian buffer at a farm in Lancaster County, actually, and it is helps in growing trees and ensuring that the trees that are planted there survive and thrive. And then we just finished that project last year. And one of more interesting projects that we've partnered with other groups like the Lower Susquehanna Riverkeeper is the opposition to a pump storage hydro facility in York County, which would have flooded woodlands and farm fields. And this is it sounds like a interesting project, but it could be devastating to the local area farmers in particular. So next slide. So we're always looking for volunteers that help us with tabling events, with community outreach, and in the coming year, we're looking for events where there's municipal elections coming up, and we certainly need help in interviewing candidates and determining which candidates we will endorse. So we have an active political committee, and we've been very active in seeking out candidates that are pro-environment and that we can support. So there are multiple opportunities for volunteers. Next. And we do have a social event, a holiday party coming up in December, and you can contact Bob Rebuck about that, about the date. I think it's December 8th. I just don't
Yeah,
remember off the-
December 8th.
Yeah, okay. And we have our bi-monthly meetings via Zoom, so people don't have to travel as far. So we also have other kinds of hiking and social events which are open to the public, which also gives us a chance to mingle with each other. I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, the slide decks I looked at earlier must be different than these. These are, you got, I think I made a list of stuff and you covered everything I have on this list. So very good. Yeah, we'd love to have more help, especially with the political endorsements. We have a need there right now. And yeah, but we do several outings a year and try to make those interesting. And it's a great place to meet people in our group as well. So you can reach us on our website also, contact tab, or I guess Melissa's going to give my information to you. So yeah, that's the Governor Pinchot Group. And one thing we are planning and are in the process of changing our name to South Central PA Group. So and I can't tell you when exactly that's going to be completed. So I'm expecting sometime middle of next year. So don't get confused with that. South Central PA Group. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom and Bob. Yes, I was pondering whether to just go ahead and slap South Central on here. But folks, for now, it is still Governor Pinchot, but we will make sure you're aware of when that shifts to South Central. All right, let's see who is next. Shannon. Gonna pause to see if anyone here is from Shannon. Okay, hearing none, more from me. All right, so Shannon sent over their updates as well. So they are, let's see here, maintaining a section of the Mid-State Trail. They've been doing a Lunch and Learn educational program series about conservation, the climate crisis. So they're doing a little bit of outdoor stuff, a little bit of education. They are also working with local municipalities to achieve 100% renewable energy and advocating for a solar power purchase agreement in the center region. So that's a huge deal for the clean energy transition. They are doing PFAS monitoring in the Spring and Bald Eagle Creek watersheds, and they're working with partners to protect the Old Crow wetlands from a proposed development. So they're doing a little bit of everything in Moshannon. As you can see on the map, they go all the way from the north of the state straight down to the south of the state, right? So if you're in the Moshannon territory, there's a lot of opportunity for you to get engaged. So they're really looking for outings they're really looking for outings leaders. They're really looking to grow their outdoor programming. So they would love to connect with you about getting involved in outings. Because their territory is so large, they really do need folks from all across that north to south trajectory leading outdoor programming. So that's Sierra Club supporters, no matter where they're at, have a way to come out and get engaged. So the contact us link is going to be on that slide, and we can also get you in touch with Moshannon. And then Allegheny. Do we have anyone here from Allegheny? No. All right. So Allegheny also covers a ton of counties. And again, do pay attention to split counties. You're going to see some of these counties show up on Allegheny and Lake Erie and Moshannon. So just, we'll make sure you're in the right space. So what is Allegheny working on? They leaned into their interviewing and endorsing candidates for local elections. They had a 68% victory rate for those endorsed candidates. So that's a bit of good news from the election in a pretty sorrowful election otherwise. They're planning on an environmental justice workshop for the new year. They helped a concerned citizen save his local creek and forest from development, so that's pretty awesome. They led a number of outings, a hiking trip, a kayaking trip, trash cleanup, and water monitoring. And then they also have a grant program as well called the Hublitz Grants. So they help fund other local groups' environmental work through that grant program. So their plan for 2025, they are working on that environmental justice workshop. Steel Run was that location that they had saved. So they're going to be partnering with other groups to work on that some more outings, and just really building their bench. Because much like Moshannon, they have a massive territory, so they need folks throughout that space to really get involved. Yes, so they also need assistance with tabling. They are writing letters to government officials, letters to the editor and newspapers. They need folks to help with researching local environmental issues, connecting with other groups in the area, and they love to show up, right? So whether it's a town meeting, a council meeting, a protest, there's a lot of opportunity in the western side of the state to really make your voice heard. So they need folks kind of inside, outside, all over the place. They are currently meeting the first Friday of every month at 6 via Zoom. So to get started, you're going to get a list of the contacts for their executive committee, and then you'll connect with, depending on your interest, you'll connect with one of their leaders based on that interest. So we'll make sure that we connect you with Allegheny. And that brings us to the Lake Erie group, which I hope Dean is still with us.
Yes, I am.
All right, Dean, take it away.
Hi, Melissa. Hi, everybody. I want to add to Melissa's introduction. From what I read, Sierra Club is the only member-led environmental organization in the country. That's from what I understand. So that's great. The highlights of the Lake Erie group is we are leading. Let me take a look at this. We have participated, we're co-leading outings, including hiking trips, kayaking trips, community cleanups. We had a very interesting tree ID, which we collaborated with one of the organizations here in Erie. We are planting trees at various businesses. We're contacting businesses to establish the trees which are important to our environment. Also, we celebrated the 60th anniversary of the Wilderness Act. Now, why that's significant is the gentleman who was instrumental in writing up the bill and lobbying Congress, it took him years and years for Congress to pass the Wilderness Act. And the Wilderness Act, this gentleman is from this area. He's from Tionesta, PA. And the Wilderness Act, for those who don't know, helps protect millions of acres for not only current generations, for future generations to explore the environment. We are also this past summer through the Allegheny Group had mentioned, that through the Hublitz grant, we applied for a grant and received money for. We collaborated with the Inner City Neighborhood Art House, and that is the Inner City Neighborhood Art House is an after-school program which is very popular here in Erie. We had taken the approximately 50 inner city youth children from that organization along, and we had them take a train trip and also a hike throughout the woods to help educate them about the importance of environmental protection. And the kids just loved that outing. And thanks to the Hublitz grant, we were able to do that, complete that. Also, we are interviewing and endorsing candidates for local elections. We're collaborating with other environmental groups in order to educate and inform the public on the detrimental impacts to our environment. There's a proposed IRG plastic plant recycling center to be built here in Erie. So again, we're collaborating with other environmental groups to educate and inform the public on that. Okay, also tabling events. We had tabling events, and again, we joined with other environmental groups, including the Pennsylvania Lake Erie Watershed Association, the Department of Environmental Protection. There's a solar group, an electrifying car vehicle group. All of us were there with tables, again, educating the public on those various interests. Okay, next slide, please. What's great about we're seeking new volunteers, and what's great about the Sierra Club is any new volunteer, they can participate in any type of capacity they want us for pro-environmental issues. That's what's great about the Sierra Club. As far as if someone wants to get interested, if someone's interested in participating in political events, we're welcome to those who join us. If anyone's interested in outing events, we welcome those to come join the Lake Erie group. For social media, community outreach, again, any type of these events, we are seeking volunteers, and we can work with again anyone who's interested in any of those types of events that I just mentioned. We're welcome to work with them to get started. Okay, next slide. Currently, our group meets every other month, approximately 6 times a year. We meet on Thursdays. We meet in person or via Zoom. So those that can't make it in person, they can meet with us via Zoom. And our meetings are held Thursdays at 6:30. Anyone who is interested in joining could contact us either through our website or email at. You can email us at it's lakeeriegroup@gmail.com. Okay, thank you.